everybody, welcome back to the Claremont Classic Garage. Today we're going to do the show and tell video for March of 2022. It's not all that long. The auctions have been kind of lackluster lately. I haven't found any real deals, but hey, it's springtime. Hopefully stuff will pick up. Anyway, let's get started. This is an old on-the-car brake lathe for front-wheel drive cars. When they started making front-wheel drive cars, some of them were not exactly easy to get the rotors off. Like your front-wheel drive car now, you bang bang, you can have the rotors off it in seconds. A lot of these older ones, I think Honda Accords, I'm talking back in the 80s, eh? The rotors were actually mounted behind the hubs. And it was a big fiasco to get them apart when you were doing a brake job. So companies came up with these. So that center screw there, it's supposed to be loose in here. It seized right now. I have to free it up. So you would back this screw out, bolt that onto your hub, and then use this to pick up the center drill in the end of the axle to center it up. And then this thing went over it. And you'd have the car on the hoist idling in gear. That's what would turn the rotor. And then this here was strictly for the feed on the machine. So I'm not sure how it all hooks up, but this somehow, oh yeah, you can see here where that would go on the bottom of there like that, and you would cut your rotors right on the car. These things were popular for a few years until they started modernizing the front-wheel drive car so you could just pull the wheel off, pop the caliper out of the way, and pull the rotors off. That kind of put an end to this. Other things you could use these on probably would be the 70s four-wheel drive trucks with the 203 transfer case, Dodges anyway. They were another one that it was a nightmare to get the rotors off. Although I'm not sure if this thing has enough depth or throw to work on those big rotors. But it was good for little front-wheel drive cars when they came out. What I'll do with this thing, heaven knows. But we've got it. That's the main thing. Next thing I've got to show you is something I got on eBay. Now you may be familiar with the we call it the Blue Ox, or the Big Blue Beast, that great big old orange and blue Fordson tractor that we are working on here. We did quite a few videos on it. Anyway, for when we take it to the shows, I got this to go on. We'll make a flagpole on the back of it, and we can hang up this on the back of the Fordson. Right? Look at that. Fordson quality tractors from England. We also got these two manuals, 76 and 77 Chrysler electrical service manuals. These things are real handy. They've got all the schematics for all the cars. V&L, that's important to us. That's Valiants and Darts, A-bodies. That's what we have. So what these are good for, most of our cars are older than this, but if you want to put, say, the big alternator on it and you're not really sure how to run the shunt wire, the shunt wire for it, or if you're hooking up electronic ignition, or just mixing and matching parts from different years' cars, these things can be invaluable. They're pretty handy. And these, incidentally, came from the same fellow that gave me this, who I've known for many, many years. I first met him. He was my grade 9 auto shop teacher. And then, and I think grade 10 too. And then years later, we caught back up with each other again through racing. He was involved with one series, and we were racing something else, and we met back up at Peterborough Speedway, and it was good to see a guy that I've known for a very long time. Thanks, Bruce, for the goodies. Well, I finally, after I don't know how long, found an auction that everything didn't go crazy, and I got some good buys. So I got a whole bunch of crap here for $24.41, taxes and everything in. So let's see what we got here. This here is lot number 72, and it just says tool lot. So we got this here mag light. Doesn't seem to work. I bet you the batteries are pooched in it. Energizers. Well, I'll check that out later. If the batteries are dead, it looks like it's still got the spare bulb in there. Mag lights always have a spare bulb. What else do we have in here? 2 really bad hole saws. That's really something. Look at that. Never seen one like that. But somewhere along the line, this thing will save your ass because it'll fit somewhere where a normal ratchet won't. This is a cable stripper or something. Mower sharpener. Knife guide, shears. Oh, it's just a sharpening thing. It's a sharpening tool. I'm sure it's really good too. We'll try it out. We got a couple of turnbuckles. They're always handy. A little bit screwdriver. Oh, I think it's got a light or something in it because it's got a switch on the end. Let's see. Yeah, this one has little LEDs in the end of it, so this would be good for in the house. You know, sometimes you're up in a cabinet or something. I'm going to take this in and see if the LEDs work. And a file. And this bowl with holes. I don't know what good a bowl with holes in it is, but it's a bowl with holes in it. Okay. Next is lot 79. 2 ball peen hammers for $2. I don't know. They look pretty decent to me. Go in a store and buy one like this. It'll be $40, guaranteed. That's a good size hammer, man, with a nice long handle. You could do some damage with that. And this one's got a lightweight handle on it. Nice hammer. Next is lot number 80. 2 hammers for $2. Again, a great deal. I mean, this, look, made in Canada. This is nice stuff. Next is lot number 71. 2 testers. So we got a couple of meters in here. I don't even know what they are, but for $2 I bought them. Oh, look at that. A nice old analog voltmeter. And this, I have this exact same meter, and I do like it a lot. So I'm glad I have a second one. We'll see if this stuff works later. So this lot I had to pay a whole $3 for, but I got a real Erwin vice grip that used to belong to Jack. This cheesy claw hammer, and a bunch of these things. I am always looking for these. When you're setting up a toolbox, you can actually like rivet them right in. These are handy things to have. And they're hard to find anymore, decent ones. I bought a bunch before, and every time you put a socket on it, the little clip broke. And the last thing, we got these 2 pairs, again, of proper Erwin vice grips for, I had to pay $6 for these, but still well worth it. These things, $20 or $30 a pair to buy new ones. We'll clean them up. This one's got welding spatter all over it, so that's a man after my own heart. Last thing is this whole tote full of tools for $3. So right off the bat, we've got a benchmark ratchet, the kind I hate that you have to push the thing to get your socket back. But that is handy sometimes when you're working somewhere where you don't want to lose your socket. A set of Allen keys that they're almost all there. An adjustable wrench, a little puller, flashlights, some bits. An old school trailer ball, a nut driver, we'll see what size that is, and just a few little bits and pieces. So, all in all, for $24, that was a pretty good time at the auction, I'd say. That'll wrap up our March 2022 show and tell video. Next one will be for April, and hopefully there'll be starting to be some good stuff because we can head out to some swap meets and get going to the junkyard again. Anyway, until then, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Hope you'll tune back in again. And we'll see you next time on the Claremont Classic Garage. So long.